Okay, it is 4:01 on 7/26/2022, and I'd like to call the special meeting of the Board of Education to a opening, and I'd like to turn it over to Colin Burnell to run our meeting today.
Thank you, Stacy. Can hear you just fine, so great on our end. So I will start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, turn it over to Lori for roll.
Colin Burnell.
Here.
Matthew Phipps.
Here.
Stacy Stelner.
Here.
Matthew Spalding.
Here.
Dave Trapp. Tony Bostelka.
Here.
And Kathy Willis. Here. Thank you.
All right, everybody should have received the consent agenda items. Was there anything that would like to be pulled from the consent agenda to be discussed? All right, seeing as how there is no items that have been requested to be pulled from the consent agenda, I'm looking for a motion to accept the consent agenda. Motion by
Second.
Tom, and seconded by Stacy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. The next item on the agenda is the report of the superintendent. Going to the personnel report. Joyce, did you want to touch on any of that?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so there's the original personnel report and then an addendum. I know that Stacy has certainly had a chance to look at those. Thank you. So I guess they're ready to hopefully be approved.
Does anybody have any objection to the agenda or the the personnel report and the addendum being put together? Right? Can I get a motion for approval for the personnel report?
Make a motion to approve.
And is there a second? I'll second. Second. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The next item on the agenda would be the unfinished business, the second read of the policy 5136, personal communication devices, tabled from the 7/12 board meeting and brought forward from the 7/19 curriculum meeting. There was some discussion about possibly making these available to the public. I would just say to that these are currently being worked through, so we do have the opportunity to revisit these once they are made public and been worked or have been brought up. So, and then Kathy, would you speak to any of the changes that were addressed from the curriculum committee?
Sure. Between first and second read, we did make a couple of changes to the personal communication devices policy 5136. It's essentially just technical. There are 3 sentences that have not been changed but have been made bold, and 1 has been repeated. So there is a sentence that says students shall have no expectations of confidentiality with respect to their use of PCDs on school premises or property. Of course, that means if there's a violation occurs, which means what. That is in 2 places as in bold. Another is the use of PCDs except those approved by a teacher or administrator at any other time is prohibited, and they must be powered completely off, i.e. not just placed in the vibrate or silent mode and stored on the site. And the last is the use of a PCD to engage in non-educational related communications is expressly prohibited. That's just part of the content of the entire policy, but those 3 have been made bold and 1 repeated. One that was repeated is far down in the body, and as a curriculum committee and with advice from the ad hoc behavior committee, we chose to put one of the sentences toward the top. The reason being, sometimes people don't read through the entire policy, but we wanted them to get the gist of it right in the beginning. So those three are made bold and toward the beginning of the document. Otherwise, it remains the same.
All right, great. Is there any discussion regarding the second read of policy 5136? All right, looking for a motion to approve? Oh wait, no motion. No motion necessary, but we do need a vote. So all those in favor of the policy 5136 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. That carries. Then the new business is the items brought forward to the 7/19 Curriculum Committee meeting. And I'll turn it back over to Kathy Willis, the chair of the Curriculum Committee.
Okay, sorry, I'm just bringing this up. We're just here basically to approve two books that we have had on display for 30 days now after the first approval from the Curriculum Committee. One is the Math Applications book adoption. That is a current book that we have with the updated version. And the second is an Accounting 1 book adoption. The school is very excited about adopting this book because it is being used by, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I think the NWTC, LTC, I knew I was going to get that wrong, LTC and one other place, UWTV, I believe it was, wasn't it? I believe it's two of the schools that are using it. So they are going to be adopting it also. We're just ahead of the game on this one. So I know that we have to take them separately, but that's kind of the lowdown. Is there anything else I should add, Tony or Matthew?
I'd like to highlight that we did put this on the district website now. So under 8 years, we put that you can have the information of when we are approving a textbook so that the public can see on our website that we are adopting a new textbook. So then they can refer back. Then we also went further into that, asking for more direction to try to get a digital copy of the book instead of somebody coming to the district office during business hours, that we would be looking into trying to find a way to get digital copies, one digital copy just for review so that parents and community members could review the textbooks. So that's what's down the pipeline and what we're trying to achieve. We did not achieve that at this moment. However, we did get a notification on the website, which before this June 22nd was not on the website as well. So I wanted to note that.
Yeah, thanks, Matthew. The books have also been readily available and the public has been notified. They've been on review for close to, it is over 30 days at this point, correct? More than 30 days so far, with, as of last week, Wednesday, Tuesday, thank you. I'm always off by one thing. We didn't have any reviews of it. No one is coming to see it unless that's changed between last week and now. No, they're saying no. So we haven't had any reviews.
And that's for the Math Applications textbook, correct?
And accounting, yeah.
And the accounting,
Yes.
okay. All right, so if there's no objection, we'll take those two books together. So we'll vote to approve. All those in favor of approving the Math Applications textbook and the Financial Accounting textbook adoption, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Bringing us to the last item on the new business brought forward is the academic standards. That we did get the memo to that. Did you want to touch on that, or did?
No, actually, I'm going to turn that over to Jason and Pam. I think
Okay.
they're better equipped to talk about it. So if you guys don't mind.
Just an annual notice to the board, provided that goes to the curriculum committee, and it's another process by which the board has to adopt the standards. It's part of Wisconsin Act 55. And so this is the same set of standards from last year, with the exception of the 9 and 12 music standards. Our high school group has been digging into their standards as part of their power standard identification work. And when they dug into the standards, they felt as though the Wisconsin Music Education Association standards had more rigor and more descriptiveness to them, and so they have requested that they that the board adopt those standards instead of the Wisconsin state standards, which are less specific, and they felt as though it didn't define what they do with students in terms of their work and instructional focus with students. So had that conversation at the curriculum committee and bringing it forward to the full board for approval.
Okay. Is there any other discussion on that? I did want to ask, as I was going through it, given our initiative to increase our performance in the district, the academic standards being the same as last year, is that an area that we should be, try to think the best way is that going to help our initiative to raise up those scores, or by having the same standards as previously, or is there other areas that we could assist in that raising those scores? Yes.
The state standards that the board is being asked to adopt are the standards by which the forward exams align. And they align with the ACT and Aspire as well. And so that's why we're requesting that the board adopt those standards. Part of the process by which we work to address those standards through curriculum and resources, that's where we put them in practice. And so that will be a focus of our energy in terms of action planning and really working on how do we build up the instructional practices to make sure that students are achieving those standards.
Okay, great. Any other comments or discussion? All right, then I would, all those in favor of the academic standards brought forward by the curriculum committee, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The last item of business is the remarks from the board president.
Yeah, I just have one today. I just wanted to let you know that Jim and I will be meeting with Brett Norrell, our facilitator for our strategic plan. We're going to meet with him on Thursday morning to just discuss time frame and scope of work and to get us launched off. So we'll have more details to come after that meeting. So just wanted everyone to know that.
All right. Is there any other? The last item for the agenda is the future meeting dates. We have Carrie is currently not here. Curriculum. Do we have any upcoming meeting dates?
We don't. It'll be August. Will be after our next board meeting.
Okay.
Oh, wait. August 16th. August 16th.
All right. And then Stacy, does personnel have any upcoming meeting dates?
We do not have any upcoming meeting dates at this time.
Okay. For ad hoc?
Yeah, ad hoc will be meeting this Thursday, the 28th, and we meet every Thursday. So every Thursday from 1 to 2:30 here at the board office, so we'll be meeting another next Thursday.
Okay. Finance?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. And that is the 4 o'clock, is it 4 o'clock, correct? Yep. So 4 o'clock next Wednesday. And then this day, the next meeting for is the general meeting. Are we still doing the 6:30 time, or are we doing 6? Stacy, has that been established?
That has not been established. I mean, I think we've had some talk via social media that people want a consistent time. So if we could agree on that consistent Tuesday time, that would be great.
Okay. Is anybody, would everybody be fine with 6:30 being the standard time? I know there was discussion to bring it in earlier. I prefer a little bit closer to that later time because it's kind of a hectic time for myself. Anybody objecting to maintaining a 6:30 standard time?
6:30 is good for me. I think I would be good with that probably. If there's any leeway for the next meeting to do it earlier, that'd be great. If not, I could make 6:30 work.
I mean, I can just, readjust my schedule too. So if 6 is okay with everybody else, I can accommodate and just we move forward with that being the standard. Any objection? Would that be okay, Tom? Would that be kind of a line?
Yeah, I mean, really, I'm gonna be out of town next meeting, so,
Okay.
you know.
So that works a little bit, time zones and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
understand.
but I mean, I can make it work, so.
Stacy, is that okay with you?
The 6 or 6:30, either time is fine with me, whatever works for everyone else.
Same? All right, so then let's move forward with keeping 6 PM as the standard time for our general meeting moving forward then. So we don't need a motion or a second for that, I don't believe so. I'd then be seeking a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
Yeah, I don't, anybody get close to those?
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
Stacy.
you.
Safe travels. All right. I'm sorry, Chris. There's no building grounds, was there?
No, Gary's the chair.
So, yeah, I figured this much, so.
Yeah, we have some things we're gonna talk about, but you'll wait for him to come
Can we get
back.
back to all, yeah, okay, great. I
Yeah.
spaced on that one, so I
Yeah, well,
apologize.
okay.
Stop. Yeah, I was gonna try.